Welcome to another episode of the LANCESCURV show. It gets no better than this. We have our brother who's not afraid to speak on the issues at hand, Mr. Political. He's here live in living color, and he's going to talk to us. And I want you to tell us, brother, what is going to be the subject of today's powerful segment?
We've all played a fool sometime. Let me clear my throat. We've all played a fool.
Let it roll.
American, and this is your brother, Mr. Political, and I'm screaming to you, and I'm hollering to you, and I'm asking you to get your undivided attention to a critical situation, because what? We've all played a fool sometime. In this big vernacular we call America, in the great reset, we got re-fooled, okay? He didn't decide he wasn't going to put on a condom. He just took some Scotch tape and he taped the condom to his genital. That's not called foreplay. That's not playing fair. When you put foot to the head of the Congressional Congress, the black one, not the Oriental one, not the one, not even the undercover Haitian one, whatever one you belong to, as long as you wasn't meant, Freudian slip, Afro-American Conference, because we're going to have to take their whole card away. Because pimping ain't easy, but it's the only game in town, and they ain't got no goddamn skill. Now, in that, Mr. Joe, who got Obama hand up his anus, giving him the high sign, telling him how to screw his supposedly own. Now, you done got fooled twice, all right? And each one of them is lighter than the light bulb that they married to. How many more times will you understand? Even Ice Cube is looking at the situation like we didn't enter a house that's on fire. All right? They don't even treat you right in the midst of your own death. It is. And in the state of Florida, because see, we got 500,000 in the state of Florida. You understand? And we ain't talking about the numbers in America. But in the big vernacular, the picture, and what's going to happen, because we're in the last half of the first quarter, and ain't no money on the table, and they still waving a carrot in front of your head, and they're going to whittle it down. But in the meantime, and in between time, they telling you got to get out your house. That it was a first paperwork. That's why you got to get out. And they got 0 time. But that's all good, because Americans have strong backs and strong fortitude, and we think on our feet. And this too shall pass, because they remember the local races are coming up. The local races are coming up again. You understand what that means? That all those who told you that this was the best thing since toilet paper can come to their own. And it would be in your best interest to clean house at this juncture on the local level. On the state level, but on the local level, you better put foot to them. Better show them the dough. Better and ask them, do they want 1 or 2 creams in their coffee? Or is it sugar? Because it ain't sweet when they give it to you. It's just coffee. This your boy, Mr. Political. There's a lot of things in America that is peculiar. Like, why would you cut the pipeline in the middle of winter? And then I asked the Caucasian, which I always valued their opinion. I always find that they're very broad and things that are negative. They gave me the scenario about the drones, about this pod. It's a movie from the 1950s. Where all these creatures came from outer space and they put these pods down. And, you know, white people like that. It's good. It's American, what they call science fiction. But how the movie go is they got this pod. And everybody you know disappear one day and a clone is put in their place. And in their place, this clone It's supposed to do all these different things and act like Pinky in the Brain and try to take over the world. That's what her response to them cutting off the pipeline. Me? Oh yeah, I'm black. So, the scenario changes when you're black and you're just, politically, polite, and you accept their explanation, and you even try to find some rationality in it. And if you had enough to drink, you might even buy that shit. But at this junction in my life, I'm not a full-blown alcoholic. And there's some assholes up there. So I don't need no story of science fiction to ease my mind on the destruction of my republic. So, to go back to the pipeline, since, you and I both didn't buy that story, okay? It's just not plausible. And if they did, what good is it going to do for everybody to freeze to death? You can't take over a dead world, okay? So moving it right down the road. Now, in the big perspective, some other things come up. A young man minding his own business in Texas, just strolling. It's cold as all bejesus. It's different when you're in a different you're a different gender, and it's cold. When you're a man and it's cold, you feel the full effect of it if you ain't got the right pants and the right underwear on. I mean, everything want to chase your gut and your navel. So it's cold out there. He coming from work. And that's a miraculous thing because, most black people won't go to work when it rains. But it's like 40 below, and the brother's coming from the Walmart, and he proud of his job. He proud he ain't got to sling no dope. He proud he had to sling nobody in the head. He ain't got to do none of that. He ain't even in conflict with his people. They love him. And it's a miraculous thing when they conditioned us since 1974 that we the menace to society. So the brother going home from work, minding his own business. These two professional Caucasians, one of them have to be of a lower gender. And I know that sounds like a misogynistic term, but when you try to portray yourself as a tough guy, you're a lower gender. Stay in your lane, okay? Work with your panties, work with your bra. They'll come to adjacent with each other, and you'll find your womanhood somewhere in there. But don't assume that you just going to put on a badge and you just going to pick up a set of balls, because that shit could go badly for you, right? That's just a little tidbit. I just want to share that with you. I don't mean no malicious harm, but moving this right along because I know you want to hear the end of this story. So the brother going down the road, right? These police officers trailing him like they just got their brand new union card out the box of tricks. Okay, they got their slave trader union card right out the truck. They supposed to be there for a well check, but he told them he was fine. He going about his business. He ain't ranting, he ain't stooling, he ain't waving no weapon. He ain't doing nothing. He just carrying his little sandwich from Subway he got from the way home from work. He just minding his own damn business. They arrested him for minding his own damn business. So keep in mind, to the big list of shit we already got on our plate, so everybody in the class is up to par. You can't mind your own motherfucking business in America no more. And it's under Democratic rule. Go figure. Moving it right along to the state of Florida. Me, anybody that see my posts, anybody that see anything that I do, I am so pro-black when it comes to education that it'll make your head spin around and you'll find it up your ass. That's how pro-black I am about education. I think it's the best thing since toilet paper and could do the same thing and you could be clean and fresh right after you learned something. So, being that way, so anything that catch my eye about the schools in the state of Florida, I'm just all over it. So I come in, I peruse this one story in the state of Florida about this teacher, this high educator, this bastion of knowledge, this piece of shit. Yeah, got a union card and everything. Want an apple? Want bitches contribute to your extra supply fund and shit? Got a teacher of the year award. Got to talk to the governor about that shit. He just handing that shit out like it's Tic Tac. And he gonna give a lesson on the word, and excuse us, because, I'm an evolved colored black man, so, the word nigga has three meanings to me, and it has evolved since the 18th century, so I'm kind of not totally immune to the hurt that they throw to see get some reaction out of me, but I just look at it like they just borderlining on chasing the ass whooping. So in that, this teacher gave this scenario of what the word mean in the dictionary that he had created, and then want to threaten the boy if he don't want to accept his theology about what the word nigga mean and all like this and all like that. And then he commenced to educating the boy on white people when they say the N word, because that's supposed to be code for them to say nigga without getting in trouble. My Lord. America going to hell in a handbasket and shit, and they ain't too far from Easter. So they really can't be walking around in pretty skirts and pretty ribbons and talking about Jesus Christ. Because when you got a teacher sitting up there spouting at the state's payroll, and you got to consider, you got a videotape right in front of you. It was just like watching a union member in Simi Valley. You know, it's like training aid. Can you see what I see? No, I see something else. Well, okay, this is what you're supposed to see. That's how they had to explain it to the teachers union of the state of Florida. Okay? And I'm not going to keep in mind that almost 87% of the teachers union of the state of Florida is black, and they accept that. They accepted it. Yeah, you say, you know, if you want them passive colors, you say, well, they can't really say nothing administrative, mess up their money, this, that, and the other. Well, how about this one? I give you another scenario. In the state of Florida, the fire department within Brevard County, my own little bastion, was notified that their right of choice was suspended for unfair wages. Yes, I say unfair wages because if you tell a person you got to take this, and if you don't take this, you can't have no job and you can't have no money, that's unfair wages. Because if you got the balls to do that, you got the balls for me to dictate how much you goddamn pay me. And then you got to go back to the people. Money you gonna spend, because the shit ain't coming out of your pocket. It's coming out of the citizens' pocket. Go figure. I know that's an old ideology, but it's been here for some time. It's just that the little rats at the top forgot how the game is played. They done got loose in the maze and shit, and they want to redefine which direction America going in. So these are the things that are happening in Florida. I know it's cold in Texas. I know you better not go minding your own business or you're going to go to jail in Texas. In Florida, you just get a whole new meaning of the Webster Dictionary by overpaid, over-union, overzealous, white boy. And truth be told, if it's real closely looked, only reason he became a teacher because somebody else in his family was a teacher. So he figured he'll propagate the hate, you know, generational curse thing, you understand? So I just want to share that little tidbit. You know, in Florida, they say, don't let me talk your ear off. But in my little bastion in Cocoa, Florida, I like to send a message out. I like to send that hope is not lost, that throughout the great continental United States, as broad as it is, in the 96 ghettos that propagate our city, that help is on the way. That the old meaning, I am my brother's keeper, is still true in this day of confusion and madness. And that one black man can offer another black man, which in Parafolk is a community. The day is coming. Keep in mind, Joe Biden is not the great white hope. The great white hope didn't have nobody's hand up his ass telling him what to say and do. The great white hope don't go out and get a piss-colored heifer and try to portray her as suffrage white, but she ain't but white. If you look at the post and the number of presidents we had and you line her next to it, it makes even more sense to ask for reparations because the heifer is 400 years late for her child support. in this nation called black want every dime. So reparations is a form of child support, which the Social Security Act and you should sanction. Rest assured, if you feel in your heart the books can be balanced by paying you for your pain and suffering, for paying you for your degradation, for paying you for making you feel less than a human being, then we all will agree to balance the books. But always keep in mind, when all these things occurred in Black America, when all these things occurred in integrated America, there was somebody holding the leash for Mr. Charlie. It was somebody who went out decade, year in, year out, day in, day out, and carried the leash for Mr. Charlie. Do not forget the dog handler, because he is seeking attention as we speak. All right? Yes, it's true. The pumpernickel doughboy wasn't going to be what they call the information, no secretary, and go out and tell lies for Mr. Bush. Yes, it's true that all the Negro Klan and their Greek organization is walking around with egg on their face because he meant what he said when he wasn't going to give you shit, and she meant what she said when she wasn't going to give you shit. So now you feel like what? I think start with an S. Oh, shit. So don't feel bad. We've been doing that dance for 400 years. All we got to do now is discontinue yourself with Greek organizations. Discontinue yourself with the NAACP, Urban League, and all of those organizations who have pushed this narrative for over 400 years, and especially those organizations who have pushed the narrative for approximately 53 years, which is based upon their anniversary of the Civil Rights Movement. Think outside the box. They are no longer needed. They're worse than a uterus that decided that it wanted to do something else other than breed children. It is time to let go and let God. And I know I'm always preaching the same story, but it's always the same game. It's always the same story. One election in, one election out. The people that's supposed to be on the black people team is telling you to vote for somebody that ain't on your team and gonna tell you it's in your best interest, and then you wake up the morning after and you ain't even got no birth control pill for the rape that you just went through. Now, some find offense, some find totally flabbergasted about the things I said. Well, check it out. Only reason I say it because I get tired of walking down the street watching people with dumb looks on their face because they can't open their damn mouth about what they think. America, we in trouble, and especially Black America. And if you sit up there in whatever bastion that you is and you try to decide, knowing the history of this country and how they have poisoned us, how they have enslaved us, how they sit up there, and even to this day, from the Department of Corrections to public housing, they use us as a form of income. And now they tell you, we want to give you a shot. Okay. Ask all the boys in the Tuskegee Airmen when they woke up the next morning and their peckers was holding in their hands how many shots they got from Mr. Charlie on a promise. Play that game if you want to and call me a damn fool. But like everything else I told you, this too shall pass. This is your brother, Mr. Political, over-opinionated and totally exhausted with the ignorance. I love you, and peace out.
My Lord, I lost my love.